Okay. Alright. So here's why this was the worst canto so far. And to explain that, we gotta go all the way back to the beginning. No. It's turning up heavy. Yeah, so. Worst is a while to take. Red, grab the lunacy? Bet, bro. Because British? Yeah. Because British. Terrible golf in it. Jump scare us the moment you claim the free lunacy? Bet, bro. We'll do. Alright, guys. I'm gonna... The joke is London bad. Yeah, for real, though. You are You're tweaking, mate. You're tweaking. Canto 2 wasn't British enough. No, for real. Okay, Anyway, I'm baiting you guys. It's not the worst canto. Claim the lunacy off stream and never tell anyone. Base detected. Okay. That low-key scared me for a sec. Why would you do that? What did I do? What are you talking about? I didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing. Destruction of face demanded. Okay, so let's talk about the canto. This was a good canto. This was good. This was good. T-Corp, London was very interesting. T-Corp is a very interesting area because like it's the area with the lack of the freaking are those people? Anyway, it's the area with the lack of the color, which is interesting. None of you deserve my real opinions anyway. No, for real. Okay, I'm back, Red. Had to scroll whilst you pissed. Yeah, I was pissing. Sorry, I pissed and missed the toilet. Sorry, what? TMI. But yeah, T-Corp is an interesting one. And then we go to the mansion, and then at the mansion we meet Nelly. Nelly, I don't really think I understand what was Nelly's plan, or what did she want? She just wanted to, don't worry, Red, I'll clean it up. Thanks, Ash, I appreciate you. I don't understand what Nelly wanted. I don't understand. Does she hate Heathcliff? And Nelly wanted screen time? I don't think her motives make sense to me. Both Heathcliff and Catherine to die and set her free? From what? She can just walk away. Nelly wanted a new life. She's a butler. She can just walk away. She doesn't need them to die. I don't know, unless like that's not how it works in this world, I guess. She can just walk away. Yeah, but Nelly is hot. Yeah, I don't know. Nelly's doesn't make sense. Nelly's doesn't really make sense. That betrayal was kind of weird. I don't know. That didn't really make any sense. I think maybe I'm getting confused because in the book, Nelly is very likes Catherine. Okay, she doesn't really like Catherine, but she likes Heathcliff. So I don't know. Maybe I'm getting confused between the two, but like, yeah. So her decision is to betray her contract and kill Heathcliff and Catherine, which is okay. All right. That's what she wanted to do. Okay. Limbus Nelly and Book Nelly are very different. Yeah. Maybe that's what confused me. That's another thing I was going to. That's another thing that I'm probably not going to read the books while I'm playing the canto. I'm probably just going to experience the canto blind. And I'll read the book of the previous canto. So this kind of works out. I'll finish Wuthering Heights in my own time. I think I get my brain gets a little confused if there's two stories with the same characters in it. So Limbus stories are never tied to the original source material 100%. Yeah, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna read the books as I'm doing the canto. I'll read it like one canto before. Wait, can you watch Death Note on stream so I can pirate it? Bet we'll do it. Nelly didn't directly do it, I guess, but I don't know. I didn't really get the impression from Nelly that she was. I don't know. I don't buy that Nelly was like that. Like, I don't know. I just didn't get that impression that she was like that. To be free, she needed everyone dead, I guess. But in what part of that does burning the letters come into play? Like, only to fuel Heathcliff harder? Yeah, her motivations don't make any sense to me. I'm gonna be completely real with you. Because, like, she doesn't show us any hostility. She just reveals at some point that she has hostility. I don't know. I feel like the writing was a little weak in this canto at some points. I think I remember enough of Death Note to spoil it for you. Didn't fully understand how mirror worlds work. This is the only plot hole in this canto, actually. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Nelly's motivations don't make any sense, and like, yeah, Nelly's just a D1 hater, literally burned the letters out of spite. But again, like, you just like I never got the impression that she hated Heathcliff or Catherine. I don't know. I don't think they really sold that. Why are we even wasting so much time on her? I'm just confused. I'm just confused. Nelly is hot though. Well, like, you can't, just because a character is hot doesn't mean that that you can just skirt past the plot holes, you know what I'm saying? It's called acting. I just don't, even when it was revealed, it's like it's not really clear that she hates anyway. I just don't because she's a big player in this story. But I don't really, what I'm saying, Nelly didn't mind at first, but seeing her frail old self in the mirror worlds while still remaining at the same place as Wuthering Heights. Okay, maybe she saw the mirror worlds and decided that, okay, well, I don't want that for myself, so let's just help Catherine destroy herself. Nelly wasn't shown the possibilities with freedom. She was selectively shown her own despair. Okay, alright. So then, in every world, she's in despair because of these two lovebirds. Just not, saying... I like that the central conflict of this whole canto is just that Heathcliff and Catherine just can't talk to each other. Claim Mary lunacy? Bet, bro. We'll do. Nelly realized that having a job is scary. No, that's interesting. The central conflict of this canto is that just Heathcliff and Catherine just can't talk to each other. They just didn't talk to each other. That's basically the conflict. Like, their solution would have been, final boss was communication, literally. The final boss, it's a classic. Me when the plot is that people don't talk to each other, literally. That's the conflict. The central conflict of this canto is that butlers are evil. This is true. That's not really the central conflict. Like, all of these problems would have been resolved if they just talked to each other. Average romance plot for real? Actually true, though. This is all on Netanyahu. All his fault. Okay, and then, yeah, they had the freaking golden bow on the top that was causing the storm and the lightning strikes. And they were using that golden bow to power the factory at the bottom there. Okay. So then, yeah, we meet the peoples. We meet Hindley, we meet Linton, and the Alfie Association guys. We talk to them. Something happens, and we get teleported to a random spot in the mansion. And Josephine, we fight Josephine at some point, and then we come over here. Can Nelly hug me and then stab me in the back? They use the bow as a lightning rod, Sunyan? Yeah, they use the bow as a lightning rod, pretty much. Really, the final boss of Force Trauma being dense and non-communicative? Pretty much. Just Force Trauma and people just, like, not talking to each other. Literally. And then the rabbits. So Heathcliff from another world. Yeah, so Heathcliff from another world joined this world using Isabella's body and revived the rabbits. I don't think it was explained what the other dead rabbits are, other than Heathcliff, but I guess they're just, I don't know, Pecatula, or they're just people that have been, I want to say, like, mind warped or something. Maybe it's explained in a later canto or intervallo or something. But they're like, not mind melted, sorry, mind controlled, that's the word. They were just the Wild Hunt but masked. Maybe they were just Wild Hunt people that he just kidnapped. They could be it too. Dead rabbits or mirror ID. Okay, yeah, that could be that too. Why would you actually read in Limbus? This isn't proper LARPing. No, you're right though. Red, go to sleep. Let me finish, Ash. Let me finish. Hold on. And then, yeah, we come here. And then Catherine is actually trying to lead us to herself using the diary. Right? And then we go to the fireplace. And we go to the basement. Linton is here. They mentioned the glass. Hence why the dead rabbits had growing eyes. The same as the Wild Hunt enemies. Okay, there we go. It's confirmed. They were Wild Hunt enemies. It's just nobody explicitly said that. But yeah, they were Wild Hunt guys. The Goon Crypt. We go into the Goon Crypt. There's the pods, and then with the Golden Bow, Catherine is in the middle here with the Golden Bow. The Ophi Association guys are here, guarding it. Identities have a lot of quirks. Going back to the Ophi. So the Ophi guys were here, we defeated them, they were easy. And Catherine is here. Her body, she entombed herself, basically. Now, this is also the weird thing to me. I don't understand this. Okay, so Catherine decided to create this whole Catherine gets... Okay. So the first thing that happened is that Isabella... No, that's not the first... Okay, Herman. Was it Herman? Somebody from that other area, the anti-Limbus company people. Somebody, Bowser let you resonate with the mirror world. Somebody from the anti-Limbus company talks to Nelly and shows her the mirror, which shows her the mirror worlds, right? Isaiah. Yeah, sorry, Isaiah. And then Nelly gets convinced that in every world, I'm what is it, like, in every world I suffer because of these two's love quarrel. I'd rather not be associated with this. Let's just kill them. Or let's just convince them to kill themselves, is apparently their plan. They're gonna convince Heathcliff and Catherine to kill themselves. So then, yeah, to KMS. I probably shouldn't say that. Sorry, guys. I shouldn't say that. My apologies. So then, let's convince them to KMS. CS Skull. So then they bring out freaking. So they show the mirror to Catherine, and then Catherine is seeing visions all the time. Not visions, but hallucinations all the time of like people trying to talk to her. And the people trying to talk to her are actually different versions of Catherine's from the other mirror worlds, from the other the multiverse, pretty much. I still don't know what Herman will get out of this plan. I actually don't know either. I don't understand. But like, that's probably revealed later in the game, I suppose. So yeah, they convince, she's seeing hallucination. The hallucinations cause the weird effects of the river underneath the manor. Rivers are huge plot points because everyone does some weird shit above the rivers. Anyway, so she shows the mirror to Catherine, and Catherine, every night, Catherine looks through the mirror, looking for a possible mirror world where Catherine and Heathcliff are happy. She looks through every single mirror world. Herman's intentions aren't explained. Why yet? Yeah, because it's probably a later reveal in the game. So then like so she shows the mirror to Catherine, and then Catherine uses that mirror to try to look for a version of herself and Heath that are actually happy, or actually specifically, she's trying to find a version of Heath that's happy, and she wants to reach that point where Heath is happy. But instead, what she finds is that just different versions of Catherine that want her to KMS, pretty much. She finds different versions of herself that want her to KMS. And eventually it gets to the point where she gets convinced that, you know, there is no version of her and Heathcliff's romance that leads to happiness. So it's a bit, I don't know, it's a bit of a stretch for me to believe that she goes from that point to setting up this giant laboratory behind her freaking mirror gaslights harder than Ahab. I don't know, it's a little hard for me to believe that she went from that point, from deciding, from understanding that, like, okay, there's no version that like there's no version of us, me and Heath, that are ever happy. So I'm going to go down here, create a giant freaking laboratory for creating monsters and letting mirror worlds join me. And then freaking it's just, so I'm going to create this giant ass laboratory because I'm sad that there's no world where Heathcliff or something. Like maybe I would have bought this more if she believed that there was a way for her, if they convinced her that, like, there's a way for her to be happy with Heath, and they just convinced her that this is the way to do it. As she convinces Linton to create this giant freaking laboratory. Rich people, am I right? She was convinced by the one ghost version, like Kathy, to a freakishly brainwashed degree. The only way I believe she actually did this is that she was brainwashed. Like, this is crazy. This is a crazy amount of planning that goes into this shit. You gotta, it would take, like, you're making, you're analyzing and interpreting Limbus themes better than more than half the set. While it's not fully solid, you make a good foundation explanations for your analysis. Like, I don't, this is a huge stretch, okay? Let you go from depressed, that there's no version of you in the mirror worlds that actually ends up happy, to creating this giant freaking factory. Okay, that's a huge stretch, okay? Listen, that is a huge stretch. The only way I believe this actually happened is that she was actually possessed. This is the only way I believe this actually happened. She was possessed to actually do this. That's the only way I believe this happened. If that's not what happens, I'm sorry, that's another plot hole. That's another plot hole. Catherine wanted Heathcliff to be happy, and hence every Catherine told her Heathcliff to be happy without Catherine. Or she was depressed. Listen, gang, if I'm depressed, what's easier? Creating this giant freaking factory for mirror worlds, or just KMSing, okay? Like, listen, what's easier? If you're depressed, what's easier to do, right? Maybe her love for him is that strong. And then that's my second problem. How was Catherine convinced that the only way Heathcliff is happy is if she dies? It's just like, I don't know. This is, again, that's another huge stretch that I don't think was justified very well. That somehow she's convinced that the only way Heathcliff is happy is if she dies, or if she doesn't exist. That's kind of confusing, yeah. So I think this is the reason why this canto didn't hit me. Like, it did have good moments, but, like, there's just, like, this levels upon levels of, like, weirdness that is hard to justify in my head. There's, like, levels upon levels that are just hard to justify in my head. Of, like, logic leaps that aren't explained very well. But yeah, and then we go and then we meet the Mirror World Heathcliff. Now, listen, I wanted to make this joke this whole time. When we... Okay. Listen, guys. You've been depressed, right? You've been depressed. But have you ever been depressed to the point that you want to kill every single version of yourself? In every single multiverse? Have you ever been that depressed? Listen. We've all had moments that we have hated ourselves, right? We all have moments where we hate ourselves, but do you hate yourself enough to go to every single mirror world, every single mirror world, every single multiverse world to KMS yourself in every single world? Like this guy, listen, this guy had motion. Like, holy shit, man. He went to every single multiverse to kill every single version of himself. He hated himself so much. It's crazy. That is insane, by the way. Dude, just thinking about that is insane. Anyway, if I get the problem, this is like, listen, your depression ain't shit compared to this guy. Holy shit. So you misunderstand the intentions of the Earl King a bit? Maybe, I don't know. Earl King wanted all of Wuthering Heights gone. You should look at the photos in Discord. Which one? In photography? Ash, I'm on a bit right now. Give me a second here. Isn't the Wild Hunt ID's intentions? My impression with the Wild Hunt ID's intention was just to kill every version of Heathcliff in every world. That's what the game told me. Wild Hunt wants Catherine to himself. It's like Earl King, Heathcliff, they both believe each other's suffering were due to them. Yeah, they believe their suffering is due to Heathcliff. So to make Catherine happy, what Heathcliff or Earl King Heathcliff goes to every world to kill every Heathcliff because he's convinced that Heathcliff is the root of all of Catherine's problems. So he goes to every... That's my understanding. That's my understanding of what happened there. What's funny is he even wants to kill Heathcliffs who have never met even met Catherine before. Yeah. Greg? Wild Hunt's identity, Earl King is a bit different. Heathcliff has to die and Catherine has to die. Greg, just make sure you follow me. I don't know. Okay, this might work if I click add as moderator, but just make sure you follow me. I'll try to add you as moderator. Or let me, or give me a sec. Give me a sec. I'll just take a screenshot right now, just so I remember your user. Mirror World implies that on every possibility that Heathcliff and Catherine together. Earl King wanted to kill every Heathcliff because he thought that while he and every version of him existed, Catherine would be depressed, killed. He thought while he and every version of him existed, Catherine would be depressed. And here's what I don't understand about that. Doesn't Earl King Heathcliff understand that if he kills Heathcliff in a different world, that will also make Catherine sad? Or does he just like how does he not understand that as well? Like I don't understand that either. So they've both proven wrong when he sees the world where their kids end up together. There is a world, yeah, we saw at the end there is a world where they're happy. There is a world that they're happy. Yeah, I don't get that, Lamau. Yeah, I don't understand. So they're trying to, I don't know, maybe it's like lesser evil situation where like in the long run, Kathy will be happier if I kill Heathcliff. Like both Earl King Heathcliff and Earl King Kathy come to the same conclusion that like that Heathcliff is better off if Kathy is dead, and Kathy is better off if Heathcliff is dead. Now here's another problem. Why are they working together? Because why are they both working together? Earl King Heathcliff and Earl King Kathy are working together. Why are they working together again? Because like if that's both their intentions and it works out, then like, if both their intentions work out, then that just means all Cathys and all Heathcliffs die. Earl King Cathy, I don't know how to refer to her. That's just that. I guess technically it's every Cathy. Like, I know if Earl King didn't interfere, Catherine and Heathcliff would have been together. Pretty much. They're not working together. They are. You saw that. They're literally working together. They're literally working together. Love is a confusing emotion, man. I mean, I guess you're right, but like, I don't know. I feel like I'm being very negative. I still like this canto. I'm being very negative right now, but I still like this canto. I'll try to make sure I talk about things I like too. I like that Heathcliff got so depressed he actually distorted. One of our own party members distorts, and then we have to bring him back. I actually really like that. That was fun. That was a good. It like shows the actual like mechanics of these things that we've heard, right? Distortions and stuff like that. That was really cool. I feel like I'm being too negative right now. I did like this canto. I did like this canto. You in fact go into every universe and kill every version of us. I only remember Vergilius ore farming here. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Vergilius's ore farming came in and ore farmed for us. The red gay. Anyway, yeah, and then yeah, we go to the rooftop. Nelly betrays us. And we go here. And then we fight every Cathy and we fight Earl King. People had to sign an apology form. We fight Earl King Heathcliff again, and we fight Cathy again. Every Cathy. It was a huge joke that Vergilius was a fraud until this canto. Sorry, this is so this is the start of this is like so damn strong, though how can I hate it? I mean, to be fair, like everything until they started explaining the plot, it's just everything until actually, you know what? No, this was all good. This was all good. But the moment they started explaining the plot, I think it was like right here. Once they started explaining the plot, it started falling a little bit. It stopped making a lot of sense. The moment the plot makes sense though, I mean, it makes sense, but there's like everything that I've mentioned previously in the last like 20 minutes doesn't make sense to me. The main issue is literally trying to determine the character motivations. They don't really make sense. They don't really make sense. And the timeline doesn't really make sense to me either. Okay, yeah, the wild... Okay, the moment... Everything until the moment Heathcliff revealed himself. Wild Heathcliff revealed... Or Earl King Heathcliff revealed himself and started explaining stuff. It was pretty good. It was all pretty good. I mean, and yeah, like most of it was pretty good. Most of it was good. Heathcliff had to destroy every Heathcliff, but in this universe, this Heathcliff doesn't follow the usual Heathcliff way. So Heathcliff had to go all out. Heathcliff doesn't follow the usual Heathcliff way, so Heathcliff had to go out on Heathcliff, so Heathcliff can die by Heathcliff's hands. But Heathcliff fails, and Heathcliff wins. I'm actually getting closer to finding the origins. It only takes a few. TLDR, miscommunication, mirror gaslight. They both believed they were the source of each other's despair, so it came down to both trying to eliminate all others themselves from every mirror world. Yeah. And somehow they convinced our Catherine from this world that she needs to create this giant freaking facility under to farm Pekatula or something, and then make her like, and to pretty much KMS herself and get completely overridden by another Catherine identity. Or the ghost, that she says. Heathcliff had to kill all the Heathcliffs for the crime of being British. No, literally. So, yeah. Again, I still like this canto, but like a lot of it, like the moment they started explaining the plot, it's like I don't really buy it. You know, like I don't really buy it. Wuthering Mansion is really rich. That's why that's possible. Sure, okay, I agree with you, but like what I don't understand is the connection between Catherine is depressed that every version of her is yeah, like Catherine is depressed that every version of her is never happy, to I'm gonna make this giant freaking underground facility where we're gonna create Pekatula and like and get identities from other worlds here. So I don't know. Budget went up, but some points were deducted from storytelling for that to happen. Yeah, pretty much. She was depressed before that. Yeah, I don't know. I still like it. I still like the canto. It was good. I think it had some nice moments. It had a lot of British people. I had trouble freaking voicing it, but it was hard. They were trying to farm Luxcavation XP. Remember Heathcliff just left the manor and she thought it was her fault. Hindley was there and I hated him. Yeah, he listened to the full song that plays at Final Boss and analyzed the lyrics a little, please, I beg of thee. Maybe, I guess. Well, every version, like every mirror. I also wanted to say that I think this use of the multiverse is actually more interesting than the way Marvel uses the multiverse. Nick Tato is so much better at IMO. Hilly was pathetic, and that was actually good. We like seeing him suffer. We do like seeing him suffer. There's a lot of lyrics. When was she? It was when she was depressed that Heathcliff left and was blaming herself that Nelly came in with the mirror. Yeah. I just don't understand. Like, if you're going to, I don't know. Golden Bells, maybe. This is I think this, like, this implementation of the multiverse is better than the way Marvel uses the multiverse, but at the same time, I wish the writing was a little tighter here. So that the canto made a little more sense. Because, again, like, we have to do a little bit of imaginative heavy lifting to make the story make a little more sense, which kind of sucks that the writing isn't that tight here. Like, listen, like, freaking Canto 5. Like, this was peak. Like, everything here was good. Like, everything made sense here. Everything made sense here. Ahab was an incredible character. Everything was great here. Canto 5 was great. It was awesome. There wasn't really any plot holes, and if there was, I wasn't really paying attention enough to even notice them. But, like, I don't know. The moment they started explaining the plot in Canto 6, I just started, like, I was like, okay, but this doesn't really make sense. But, like, this doesn't really make sense. And it's like, Marvel hate, choose your next words carefully. Okay, Ash, you gotta agree that phase, 4 has not been that great. Canto 5 is a lot better. Yeah, because, I don't know. Like, I need a bit of both. Like, I need good themes in my story, but I also need it to make sense as well. Canto 5 continues to be my number 2. 6 is lower end for them for me, but they're all great. But it's still good. Collect the lunacy, bro? Bet, bro. Will do, just for you. It fell off after Endgame, not gonna lie. Yeah. I just don't really like the multiverse plot line. Everything still makes sense to me, but the reason which Catherine needs to be overridden, but the reason Catherine needs to be overridden by every Catherine. Yeah, pretty much. Canto 8 becomes peak again? Okay. So 7 might have plot holes as well that ruin your immersion. 6 is still my favorite, to be honest. Okay. It's okay. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. I'm joking. Endgame was literally the end of Marvel. Nothing after that mattered. Yeah, and then I just don't like the multiverse as a plot point. It's just like they don't use it well. They don't use it well. Minor plot hole, unplayable. Again, like I like the canto. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but like, I don't know. There's a lot that got in my way of actually enjoying the canto because like there's just giant leaps of logic that are not really explained well enough to my satisfaction. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's pretty good. It was good enough. It's okay to be wrong sometimes, but you are wrong all the time. They suck at explaining stuff, yeah. Like what? I was explaining it for the past 20 minutes, Gengar. Sorry, I'm not gonna re-explain it. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna read some mods sent some stuff in chat. Okay, so to explain this, I have to explain this. In the canto, we learned the mirrors only show you what you want to see. So Herman it's just that I think this canto was more messy. And that's probably because they were trying to tackle a more complicated plot than Canto 5. Like, this plot has a lot of moving pieces, and unfortunately, because it was more complicated, they kind of messed up in the little mini details. I do get you, though. I couldn't enjoy Persona 1 for a very similar reason. I like Persona 1, though. Just for Heathcliff to get laid, no. My bad? No, you're okay, Gengar. Can't wait for... I can't get out of the Canto 8 last boss fight. Just press win rate. I'm joking, I'm joking. In this canto, we learned the mirrors only show you what you want to see, so Herman gave her a mirror that said, "You're never happy in a mirror world," because of Heath and Kathy. Because of this, Nelly saw only mirror worlds where she grew old and bitter due to Heath and Kathy's drama. But I don't know, the leap from that to I want Heath and Kathy to die. Like, Nelly, you gotta think that Nelly loves Heath and Kathy, you know? Like, she loves Heath and Kathy. Like, she grew up with Heath and Kathy, taking care of them. I don't, like... And the way she acts is not very, like indicative of that, like, she actually hates Heath and Kathy. So I just don't buy that she hated Heath and Kathy. They didn't do enough to justify that. Imo. So Herman gave her a mirror and said to her, TLDR, Nelly saw book Heath. Heath gave her a mirror and said to her, "You're never happy in a mirror world. Vows allow you to resonate with mirror worlds. Miserable. No, she's seeing hallucinations that cause weird effects of the river. Everyone does some weird shit. Basically, Herman and her group gaslights everyone and gets away with it. Ahab would be proud. No, for real. Like, at least with Ahab, we saw the gaslighting live. We saw, like, how good of a manipulator Ahab was. Just live. Nelly did say she is still fond of Heathcliff. I just don't understand the logic. That's a big logic leap. That she wants Heathcliff to die. I don't know. It's a big leap. Cause weird effects. To be fair, Catherine is already miserable because Heathcliff just left. Thought it was her fault. So in comes Nelly pissed off, telling Catherine that I saw into the mirror and then you'll never make Heathcliff happy. Ends up being a self-fulfilling spiral for Catherine. Book clears this up quite a bit, honestly. Earl King and every Kathy can't talk to each other because of book reasons. TLDR, Nelly saw book Heath. And Blue Knock something. Next canto will be Don Quixote's canto. Fuck. Oh my god, that's gonna be so hard on my freaking voice, man. And it is so painfully long. Oh my god, we need two weeks for that shit, man. Fuck. Okay. I mean, it's okay. It's Don Quixote. It's peak Quixote. Bad storytelling due to British. I had to word in a British household. I had to work in a British household as a maid for 10 plus years. I would also lose my freaking mind. I don't know. I feel like maybe she was just tired. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard. Also had some things that weren't explained very well and weren't that important in the end, but still ruined my experience a little. At some point, it's as if every character in the manor grew a major case of psychosis or something. All their wants just going to absolute extreme, something about the bows or the mirror worlds. No, yeah, no, I actually really agree with you, Lingering Force. It's like, at some point, every character, like I don't know, there's just like a fever dream or something. And yeah. Go into a fever dream. We don't know about the river. Maybe it was the river. We don't know about the river and that's causing the issue. We just know it's what allows people to see the ghosts of the deceased or something like that. yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry guys, I guess I didn't like this canto as much as you guys hoped for. Yeah, I'm sorry everyone. I guess I didn't like the canto as much as you guys hoped. I'll probably explain in Heathcliff's Purgatorio. River was mentioned in a way suggests it. I will say the whole Limbus company menu screen was kind of cool. I agree with you though. Every character completely loses their minds is very cool though, but I can see why you didn't enjoy it. It's just that the story doesn't make sense. There was good hype moments, there was good aura, but like it just didn't make a lot of sense. How much out of 10? This was like... I want to be nice and say 6, but like it was more like 5. I want to be nice and say 6, but it was like a 5. That's how I'm feeling right now. I'm glad we see Bersault using his ego out of nowhere. 6 or 7? Alright everyone, you're legally allowed to laugh now. He said 6, 7. Everyone, I need you to laugh. You're legally allowed to laugh now. He said 6, 7. Everyone laugh. Do it now. Alright, thank you. 5 without the book, or 8 with the book. Like an 8 with the book. Maybe 8 with the book. I don't think I'm going to read Don Quixote before doing the canto. I actually think that made the experience a little worse. I should probably just read it after. So I'll just continue to read Wuthering Heights in the background. Hi, Sleepy. Me too, sir. Me too. Oh my god, it's like 12 a.m. Alright, guys. I think that's it.